eventually at least organically results in a community that's more attractive, in a community that's more vibrant, as the goal suggests right there, obviously, that will attract outsiders. And so I do want to make the point that from our perspective, I don't see this as being exclusive of this other half that we'll talk about. Okay? That they can be happening simultaneously. You don't say, well, we're going to put tourism marketing on hold for 10 years while we get this under control. That's not what we're saying at all. These are simultaneous activities that can be taking place as you go on. Because we really do want to stimulate that growth in visitor arrivals as well. So the second part today I think that we need to talk about, I think is critical at this stage for you, as you continue to develop your final project, is the situation analysis. And this is part of any sort of community tourism planning process. And the situation analysis is comprised of, as I mentioned to you, 3 parts. And the first is what we refer to as an environmental analysis, which we're going to skip, because that's if you're looking at tourism from a very, very broad perspective and you're doing everything about policy and all of this stuff. So that's not quite as relevant to what I think my interpretation of what we're trying to do here. The second type is what we call a resource analysis, which is what I would like to focus on today. And then the third part is the market analysis, which I'd also like to focus on. Okay? So what this is an information, a data gathering exercise so that you understand your current situation, where you are, so that you know how to use that as your baseline, so that you know where to go. And that's a very common way that we do in tourism planning. So from a marketing perspective, we can use the same approach. So the situation, the resource analysis, what's that? Yeah. So the resource analysis includes everything that helps to facilitate the tourist experience. And this can be then classified in a number of ways, okay? And I'm going to wax academic here for just a second. But the idea is that when we look at tourism, tourism is a holistic system. You can't take one part of it away and expect it to survive unscathed. So you have to look at tourism as a complete system that's comprised of components such as food services, lodging, transportation, accessibility, marketing. All of these elements of tourism have to be considered when we're thinking about tourism planning in general. So if we break it down into this, your resource analysis needs to include the lodging sector. So let's go ahead and put that, and then we'll break this down a little bit more specifically.
Restaurants.
Okay, yeah, food services, let's just broaden that out a little bit. So food services, or sometimes in the hospitality industry they call it catering, which to me sounds like catering.
Transportation, is that a resource? Okay.
Entertainment.
Entertainment. And these can overlap a little bit too. Obviously.
Sure.
So shopping. Right?
Shopping.
Retail and shopping. And there's others, but probably the biggest one of all everybody forgets is
Emergency services.
well, that's actually part of the environmental analysis that we're skipping. The attractions, okay? The assets.
Attractions.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because a place can't have tourism without what attracts people. And so those are the main focus areas I think that we should concentrate on as we're trying to come up with a group project or a community project as to how do we focus in on this. So,
I would like to add, just sort of like, and I don't know how to put this in the correct phraseology, but sort of like the health aspect. So people come here not only for, medical marijuana, people come here to take hiking trails. People want to know where are the healthy places to eat. I know I'm vegetarian, and I know people think I say this because of me, but truly, I have people at my front desk so much come to the front desk and say, is there any place in town that really has vegetarian food or vegan food? And so when people are traveling, they also have health aspects to walking and making sure that they're breathing, and making sure that they're doing all that stuff, but there's actually a health aspect. They wouldn't want to really, people that are educated really don't want to go anywhere where there's only the fast food. They want to know those home restaurants that are, so there is a health sort of an
Do you want
aspect.
wellness?
Health and wellness.
Do you want to call that environmental?
Also, it fits
It
under.
fits under a few.
It fits under
different
various
aspects.
ones.
And also, it can be part of the attraction of this area, like the fresh air, the
Food
mountains, the
service.
hiking, and
Okay.
the food. But it also has, so, I get what you're saying, let's break it down into, let's put it in all these, okay, because it does fit. And we'll get to that in a minute. So. All right, so if we break this down, resource analysis means, it's basically very descriptive. It's, what do we have? That's the question. What currently exists? So if we take lodging, let's
How many
start at a whole list.
Approximately 600 rooms in Trinidad.
Are there? Okay.
And that includes everything, right, Si?
Yeah, it's-
Camping all the way
Camping.
through?
Oh, well, no,
So-
it's probably closer to 700 if you're considering camping.
So let's keep this fairly broad. So lodging, put a couple of dots, like line, like the hyphens underneath it.
Underneath lodging.
So lodging is the broad category of services, right? So a true tourism plan would be an exhaustive inventory of everything possible. So it could be very cheap $23 motels to $135 La Quintas to campgrounds for $19.95 with or without hookups. So go ahead and put that as a bullet point. So under lodging, we need all types.
Airbnbs.
Airbnb, absolutely. Inns, that sort of thing. Any bed breakfast, anything like that. Okay.
I never did that.
Bullet points under lodging. Lodging is the main category.
Single.
Yeah.
Like hotels?
We're gonna give them what they need to get going.
I guess there's.
Because you're gonna actually fill in these blanks, by the way. So we're just giving you the outline for these.
And then what would the Savoy be considered? Because there's an extra 30, 50 rooms. No.
Dodgy.
Yeah, you get a dodgy category.
Very nice one.
Do up and run into.
So hotels, campings, Airbnb, what other categories might there be? What other lodging types of categories are there?
Really?
Awesome. No, not outside.
Sorry,
Current.
not here.
Well, there's motels too, so there's hotels
Yeah,
and
that's just a
motels.
different product. That's right.
Camping, and then there's RV, which kind of.
That's a camping.
Yeah.
What about second homes? Do people own seasonal homes here? Or is that not a big deal?
Not a big deal.
No, there's a few. There are
Really?
some
We're gonna have to
Texans,
inventory those.
there are some Texans that, and I hate to say Texans, but it's the people that I know, that actually have places up in Stonewall. So they come to Trinidad the first night and they stay with me, then they go up to their place in Stonewall for a month or two.
We talked about that the other day.
So I would say, no, it's not big enough.
So not really, okay. All right, so these are your four main categories of lodging services, okay? So, when you do your resource analysis, you have to look at the numbers of these things, the numbers of beds, the number of camping spots. You also want to do, yeah, so.
Walmart parking lot.
Yes, parking capacity. You want to do the price ranges and valuation.
And you need B&Bs, don't you? Not Airbnb, but
What,
Just
just
breakfast. And then
breakfast, yeah.
and then there's the other one that is thank you. That needs probably because we're
Yeah.
getting some of those.
Yeah, so, yeah, VRBO not only,
That would be under the Airbnb. They're all under the
They're
same.
all the same
Right.
type of housing
They
category.
aren't because the other one is like more like a month, 3 months.
yeah, VRBO, which is.
VR,
Yeah.
It's all under the same, in the fields, it's always under the same category.
Okay.
And the reason, why do you think it would be important to do a complete inventory of all the lodging and say the pricing? Why would that be important as a community trying to develop tourism?
So we know who to market to and how to market to them. So someone like me, you're gonna have to look at, probably not gonna stay in a hotel that's pretty expensive. So you're gonna know, okay, we only have 100 spots that are in his price range. So we can only market to that many people, or we're gonna have too many people in that price range.
Okay, good. So it is about matching, or the market match, so we want to match the supply with the demand.
But it also helps you understand what needs to be developed in the future.
What's lacking? Yeah. Because when we get to the data analysis, like the market analysis, you can say, hey, you know, we got a lot of high-end people, snowbirds coming through. Well, the La Quinta can't accommodate all the snowbirds, so we need some other comparable types of things. So yeah.
So there's a Hilton Gardens.
Okay, so all types, numbers, capacity, that means numbers of properties as well as numbers of beds. Okay? And okay, I think that's pretty much it. We might think of other categories as we go. So the second main supply side element or resource would be food services. And basically it's the same kind of thing. So you want to know the price ranges, the quality ranges, the locations of, seating capacity, all that, of, what are your categories of food services here?
Fast food.
Fast food, brand name fast food, right? What else?
Counter service.
What is that?
So you order your food and you sit down and they bring it to you. So fast
Like a
casual.
deli.
Yeah, like a deli, like what we have today would be counter food, so it's not, you don't have to, basically, difference between tipping and not tipping. You're not
So
getting the
self-service, kind of?
Yeah, you're not getting the
Okay.
service of a sit down, but you're not getting the
Okay.
fast food where you go through a drive-thru.
Restaurants.
Okay, so, and then regular restaurants, like family restaurants or sit-down restaurants? Bars? Yeah, bars.
trucks?
No bakery?
Food
There's a
trucks.
bakery coming in, you said? Yeah. So maybe a bakery,
There's a big
coffee shops,
Well,
and we're not identifying, you can, but as a group, we're not yet identifying the specific properties, but as you're brainstorming, it's okay.
So I mentioned food trucks.
Food trucks, okay,
Grocery stores,
groceries, absolutely. Cemetery, okay. Pet cemeteries, next to the barbecue place.
I will add one of the categories would be the dietary restrictions.
So, and that, yeah, and so when you look at restaurants, then you would be able to integrate who has vegan or
and
vegetarian.
gluten-free, people ask us too about gluten-free, which places have gluten-free down there?
Food restrictions.
It's not saying-
Well, those are the main things now, is gluten-free, vegetarian, vegan, so those are the main things in the markets, the current trending markets across the country. Can you think of any other sorts of food services that might be,
convenience stores.
okay, let's just put grocery in the store, maybe.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably enough.
I mean, that's a huge percentage of our market.
What about delivery?
Retail space.
The grocery is a deli.
Does it-
Delivery is a separate category, or would it be one of
I
the
think that would be
assets?
an asset for a
Yeah.
business. Because anyone can offer delivery nowadays.
No. Public teaching.
Well, they could if they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of resources out there to offer delivery.
I mean, it isn't.
you really don't see
You know, I'm
You
driving
don't-
around this city,
The walled.
I like how compact it is.
Mhm.
When we order pizza where I live, you either have to drive 15 miles or, I
Yeah.
mean, well, we have a lot of pizza places. Okay, good. So the next category, transportation. And we might spend less time on that, because some of that's out of the control of the city in some ways.
No, I need to do something.
Because you are in town.
I think that when we talk about transportation, we should say things like walkability, bicycle,
Oh, yeah.
pedestrian. I think we need to talk about.
These categories like grocery stores.
I know.
Often people would say,
Yeah.
well, Walmart doesn't provide for you. Well, yes, it does.
Walkability.
Yes,
Yes.
Because I think the question that plays in for us is it safe to walk around? You know,
Right.
And it is.
where can we, where do we have bike lanes? Where, you know, so I would say pedestrian, bicycle,
I don't know if I would say bicycle yet. I mean, if you're comfortable on a bicycle, it's safe. If you're not comfortable on a bicycle, I would not recommend
Not
riding on
part
the
of the
streets.
inventory
Yeah.
Yeah.
judge.
Right.
Remember, right now, you're just spilling out everything there is, so that then you
Right.
make sense of it later.
Right.
When you say, okay, well, we have these trails, what can we do with those to improve safety? That's part of the future stuff.
Right.
Okay, so transportation, so somebody said cycling and trails, let's put that. That's, is maybe two separate categories or one, 'cause-
Trails would be more of an attraction, cycling would be more of the mode of transportation, yeah.
What other, are there any public transportation services? Uber doesn't,
No, but there are a couple
There's a
small
Safe Ride
taxi.
guy.
Yeah, there's a couple
There's
small
like a
taxis.
taxi.
If you
Okay,
get them,
taxis.
they'll answer the phone.
I'll be honest, when I put this on there, they're all illegal.
Oh,
The
I
Safe
didn't know they
Ride.
were.
Not that, do they,
Are
because
they?
you know how much money you have to have in liability insurance to do a ride sharing service?
They've come in to inquire about
Because
business
they've got
license.
posters out, they
Yeah.
get into the hotels, I'm hoping they're legal.
I'm the insurance side. It's
Yeah.
like it's like $1 million like.
There is a
insurance.
tax service.
Yeah.
and con. Figure out.
And
It doesn't necessarily mean they don't have, you
You have a
know.
business license, but they're not fully covered. And I don't think any.
We have an Amtrak.
Oh,
You don't think?
We have Amtrak.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, train service.
Very
yeah.
expensive.
Shout out back here from Tara for the trolley.
Okay, good answer.
Bus, we do have bus come
We do
through.
have a
We
bus.
do.
Is there a Greyhound people
Yeah.
here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, if there's a convenience store where they get off the bus.
okay,
And
Um,
COG, put that down too.
That's shuttle
Yeah.
service.
okay, from like the airport?
No, from here to Walsenburg and Pueblo, usually for the elderly community.
Yeah, okay.
Within the city too, that's.
Yeah.
Counts
Get a
as-
ride
In
for-
the
for a dollar.
summertime, yeah, in the summertime, they do a loop and they stop at Walmart. I don't know how that is, but a lot of my housekeepers know it because they wait for the Walmart ride and when they get off work, they walk over to Walmart to hop on it. So I don't know how Todd actually does that, but yeah.
That's awesome.
You probably, what's the nearest main commercial airport? Would it be Springs?
Springs.
Although we have a great airport.
We have a private airport here.
Okay, so say.
Well-
The governor flies in. Does that count?
His arms get tired.
Yes.
FedEx flies in over Christmas time. You see that 737 out at our airstrip, you're like,
Military
whoa!
flies in on
Okay.
helicopters.
My dad is a pilot, he's looked
It's
at
a
flying in.
military.
So military flies in.
The
We have
jets have to go to
61.
Raton.
We have a 61.
He doesn't have a jet,
So
that's
They
okay.
talked about developing it.
Wow.
We should put it on there because it's public. I said private, but it's owned, county owned, so we should put it on
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
All right, so, and then of course, I would say
Yes.
interstate highway, so cars.
What about car rentals?
Do you have any rental?
Yeah,
Yes.
We do.
Kind of,
Okay.
yeah.
Car rentals.
Hertz and J&M will come to the airport and pick you up.
Yeah, nice.
And they'll let you leave the key on the
So,
floorboard.
it's very accessible then, isn't it?
But
Where the Hertz or whatever, Avis or whatever it is, they close at 5.
So what do you think is important to know about these modes of transportation from a planning perspective?
how do they work together?
People know how to access.
Chemicals for life.
Networks, public knowledge,
Availability.
availability, regular schedules, I get back to that reliability issue.
Like Amtrak,
Yeah. Is it on time usually?
Amtrak?
I have
But it
had
comes,
Amtrak
that's a
stories.
good thing.
Yeah.
I tell people, if you're in Europe and you're 10 seconds late,
Yeah, it's gone.
it's gone.
If
But
you're
if
an
you're
hour
in
late,
here and it's 5 hours late, you're okay.
but that's,
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they have to share with freight train.
You can also know what needs improvement by looking at that and saying, well, we've got a few trails, but we need a lot more.
Yeah.
So you're hitting it right on, and I think Tim, you've said it twice now, is one of the purposes of an inventory is to identify the gaps. Okay? If you're brainstorming and this is a key group of people here, you're saying, oh, we don't have that helipad, that's, whatever it is, we're missing the
There
helipad.
is
do
one
have
out
that
at the,
at the
by the
hospital.
hospital.
Okay, it's probably for that, okay. All right, so entertainment, I would just put entertainment / shopping, because it's kind of fit together. And this can be, oh, by the way, put shopping / I
Attractions.
would leave it there, yeah.
Are we, so how would we
I would
differentiate
recommend-
between entertainment and attractions?
They'll overlap.
Okay.
But then entertainment, no, that's fine. So entertainment, retail, typically is for
once you're already attracted there, it's there for you.
It's kind of a mix between very local and outside oriented both.
So like parks would go under
Yes,
entertainment?
for example, parks.
Okay, parks,
Shopping malls,
shopping,
that sort of
downtown,
thing. So I would start writing that, so.
parks.
What about the college? Because there may be events and stuff that the college hosts, right?
Yep.
That could be part of that.
Or just sporting events. and
Yeah,
things.
sport.
SCRT.
Baseball team.
That's more of an attraction. That's what I'm saying, it maybe blend
It could
in.
be,
Yeah,
yes.
do you think
Yeah,
it's-
museums
Business,
are in
shopping
both.
centers.
I don't think as many people.
Main
Museums,
Street.
Riverwalk.
There's like clusters of
Yeah.
stores.
Riverwalk,
There's like the Big R shopping center.
So if you're thinking of sort of, I'm not about outdoor recreation, adventure stuff, let's think about like
museums,
in-town recreation.
Okay.
Yeah, you could put
restaurants,
museums, because it'll fit in both
Yeah, I didn't
categories.
know if it was an entertainment or attraction.
both.
Well, I guess the events at the museum are entertainment and the
Okay.
museum itself is an attraction.
There you
well,
go.
then it's,
And then you've got, all these,
That's
you got a lot of
a good
events,
differentiation.
so I would say
Well,
generic
it's
events.
entertainment to walk through.
The events at the museum.
How many rides is bike
Entertainment,
ride
but the
is
museum
regular?
itself.
Entertainment, I think.
Festivals,
Festival
Yeah,
of
festivals,
color.
events,
I
yes.
would say those are, wouldn't you say
Attractions.
those more attractions, festivals?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, when we're talking about this, it's kind of, is there a golf course around?
Yes.
Okay, so I'd say golf course.
Skate park.
A very nice.
Skate
park.
Frisbee golf.
Oh, well, we have
Frisbee
sport.
golf is,
We have sport. We have sport.
there's a frisbee
Tennis
golf.
courts.
Well, I think attractions are things
Yeah,
that
there's a
people
big
outside of the
difference.
community and
It's nice.
Once you
Dwight
get-
does it.
Dwight does it
Well,
kind of
you like,
Love
you
that.
wouldn't look out
So
for a
does
skate
Jeff
park
from
and travel.
Belleville.
I would wait about 40 comes
Fly
later
out
for
there,
a
skate
racquetball.
park, you might go. I guess. it's
So I was so
Bocce
sad.
ball.
With the rec
Oh, yeah.
Bocce
Yeah.
ball's
When does the
great.
league start up?
Not soon enough.
We're just gonna generalize and say sport.
Okay, sports.
But the rec center didn't have racquetball clubs.
Dog parks, a little bit more exclusive on park if you've got an animal.
Okay, dog parks. Okay, so these are just examples, that might not be an exhaustive list. All right, and then, I need a new sheet here for attractions. So this is where we get into the real meat of the issue. Because people typically don't come here to see the Super 8 motel. People usually don't come here to see the dog park, they might enjoy it while they're here.
So would you say everything we did so far, or what we learned the first day, are called satisfiers? And that what we'll do in this next list is attractors?
Sure.
Okay.
That's a good term.
That sounds good.
This kind
You
of,
know,
this is ancillary stuff, this is what facilitates
you
the
have to
growth
have
of
it, it
tourism.
satisfies the visit.
Okay. Whereas the last category, which is the biggest one, I'm presuming,
This is what we wanted.
is really what draws people in. And then, like I said, some of these can, sporting events, festivals, events at the college, museums, those can also do that, but some of those have a very local orientation as well. So when we're talking about out-of-towners, we're specifically talking about the things that we're now going to categorize into various. And for these, we don't want to get specific, we want to talk about attraction types,
Okay.
not specific properties.
Museums,
So museums, for example.
Art galleries or art.
Okay.
festivals,
Parks again.
Okay, wait a minute, she's only human. She's not an octopus. Okay, museums, art galleries, and those can be museums too, but let's classify them separately. Because I know that arts is a huge deal here, and it's very.
What about the historic architecture?
Yeah,
People on the,
architecture.
that's what draws them in from the highway.
Say urban
Yep,
village
you're right.
architecture.
I know you have parks under entertainment, but it really is, like, people come to Trinidad Lake State Park
Yeah.
as a destination.
As a lake.
and the golf course.
Yeah, it's the
That's
number
a
one
press.
unit,
And the skate
in the
park.
state.
We're talking
So there's
about that.
there's different types of parks. There's city parks and there's
Right.
state parks.
So its classification actually is the number one city 9-hole golf course
Municipal.
west of the Mississippi, municipal, and it's like the number one.
Sounds
If you
really-
go
it's
all
really
that
shallow.
stuff.
There's almost no 9 holes
But it
anymore.
is.
I know, well, right, that's why I gotta stick that in there, but it is.
I would say nature slash outdoor recreation.
That's in the-
Okay, perfect.
Because they said not specific ones, just general.
Sorry, I'm not supposed to be, I'm sorry.
No,
No, no,
we
no.
appreciate it, we appreciate it, we need it.
You know, we're trying to develop that farm to table, which is a huge attractor,
Okay, so agritourism.
agritourism.
So this is urban heritage different than the Western
Mountains.
This is natural landscape.
That's what it's, or
Did we-
views.
You know, the nature.
Health and wellness,
I would separate nature from adventure, put it separate.
Yeah.
health and wellness.
Yeah,
I think heritage can be separate from what you've got there in urban heritage.
Okay? Because there's other heritage around.
The Santa Fe Trail, heritage, like heritage
Sorry, my brain's
attractions,
starting to-
history,
Actually, let's break that down a little bit more.
heritage
So we
history.
have already the cityscape, right, the urban heritage, the architecture, and the museums, those are heritage. But what other subtypes of heritage are there?
culture sites.
Like what?
Ludlow, the Santa Fe
Okay, so-
Trail,
So,
Turner's
Historic
Field,
sites,
WM.
historic sites.
historic sites,
Yeah.
that'll work.
Okay. Somebody mentioned personal heritage, cemeteries, stuff like that.
Yep.
It may not be a huge market, but it's probably a consistent.
Judy
market.
talked about that, yeah, the
They should do genealogy.
genealogy goes into that, cemetery genealogy, stuff like that.
What about trails and routes?
Was that under adventure or nature, or can we put
I
that
would put it
separately?
separately.
Trails,
Mhm.
It's all connected,
okay.
just like these are all part of heritage too, but I think the more subcategories we can have, it's pretty
Did we
good.
put festivals?
Okay.
Because music, I don't know if you want to do separate things like music.
Mhm.
I don't
Probably
know.
not to that level.
Okay.
And
I
I
think
don't know,
when you do your inventory, you'll come up with that.
and I don't know if it falls under another category, but fishing, people here are pushing pretty hard for the outdoor and fly fishing and the
That'd be
river.
adventure.
Okay, let's put fishing.
Adventure.
A little dot under there, and then it does say fishing, for example.
So but if we go down that trail, then we have to add biking, and we have to add mountain climbing, and we need to add rock climbing,
And
and we
those
need to add
strategies you do.
snowshoeing, and we,
So she put, for example, fishing, biking, etc.
Encompasses it.
I don't know whether this fits or not, but so there's this thing about location, there's this thing about halfway between places, there's just, like, our location is one of our strongest assets. We are on R25 halfway between lots of points. And I don't know if it quite fits in attractions, but boy, it's an asset. It's like a huge.
Is it access?
What is that? How do we? kind of-
Geography.
Sense of place, maybe.
It's a
Convenience, would that be
It's
an
a-
attraction? The attraction because it's so convenient, I mean, why would you, like, I guess for us, you probably go to Trinidad over Walsenburg, because Walsenburg isn't through the highway.
Right.
So would that be an
that be
attraction, is that we're on the
geography?
highway instead of off the
Yeah,
highway?
let's
So
see,
it's
why
like
not?
2 minutes off the
Or like
street.
Probably not for
Elements.
weekenders, but maybe for gas station stoppers and stuff like that.
And then I know you put agritourism in your presentation, you said you put them together, but I do think that there is culinary tourism that's separate from agritourism.
Okay.
Like, for example, I could name 3 people from Denver who come to Trinidad specifically for Bella Luna.
Yes,
I mean,
Yeah,
we
right.
were just talking about, not
Our
just
urban
Denver,
rural attorney is
Amarillo,
one.
Amarillo.
which is great because he's $5.25 an hour and we can just buy him lunch at Bella Luna and it's a free hour, so. We definitely take advantage of that culinary tourism.
Slow down this or-
He has a home in Santa Fe, so,
Yeah, but that's this hub.
What
yeah.
about, there's no historic railway rights here,
No,
All the
per
railroads.
se, okay.
Cuchara, or La Vida has one
Okay.
off Highway 12.
What are we capturing regionally there? Have we gotten all of the regional assets in those categories?
Yeah, do you want us to focus towards
Sure, the whole county would probably be fine, because. I
Or
mean,
the
or
Richmond
even-
Basin?
Because if this is the county seat as well as sort of a
So
central point.
byways, are those included as historic
trails.
sites
Yeah.
or trails?
Yeah.
Do we have any of our theater stuff up there? We have 2 theaters in town.
Arts,
That's
Yeah,
a-
but
attractions.
That's good.
You know,
theaters.
We have a lot of
Art galleries,
people that
there's
tell,
other-
we have a lot of people that would just say randomly, no, we took the drive up to Monument today, or we took the drive up to Kachara,
Lakes.
just to have that
Would
drive.
be nature.
Because you hear the Highway 12, so they drive up there and they drive back.
scenic driveway.
Especially the ones that are here just for leisure and to just take their time for.
All
it.
colors would be scenic driving.
yeah, we
that'd
do
be
a lot of
great.
fall-
Is there any kind of promoting the industrial heritage of the area?
The
Like the
mining.
mining.
It seems to be avoided.
Not as
even
much
though
as
it's-
Pueblo's really.
It's a touchy
They're not
subject,
on
I would
that.
say, right?
No, it's not that, but Pueblo has a big mining.
The reason I say this is because in other parts of Colorado and in Arizona and other places, particularly in the West, it's a big deal. And if this place has a historic identity associated with mining, why is it going to the wayside? I mean,
I think
I
most of it's
understand
on
mining
private
is
land.
functioning, but what's that?
Most of it's on private land now.
Is that what it is?
That's why
It's just held
you can't
by-
get onto the camps, you can't get up to
But
the,
there are tons of coal camps that have been abandoned that might be made an
like
attraction in the
Romero is
long term,
closed.
like Morley.
yeah, but Morley isn't, yeah, you can't walk
If
up
that
into
could
Morley.
be-
Yeah.
And Primero, you can't get into because that's now a closed gated community.
And so that might fall under historic sites, I don't
Yeah,
know.
probably.
Yeah.
Industrial tourism, the way that Pueblo took it is they own all the CF&I records from all the mining camps that were down here. And through a humanities grant, they're digitizing those now, and they have the Bessemer Historic Society. So it's kind of historic and heritage tourism of an industrial nature. But I don't know that but they're probably going in that direction more than we are.
And we do have the Miners Museum and the Miners
There's the
Memorial.
Cokedale
down
And I might
Coke,
suggest,
Evans.
this is only something from an outsider's perspective who's written on routes and trails if they're dead, is that that's something that could be considered in the long term to develop some sort of an industrial heritage route or trail.
So we can,
If you think about Germany, by the way, has one that's really successful. It's called the Iron and Steel Route. And it's all about the mining, the processing, and the final products. And so there's several parts of southern Germany that are all linked together. It's a car route, but they're linked together, and they look at this process of producing steel from, coal, etc.
But you
So I
don't
mean,
access.
industrial heritage is really, it's big out there in the world.
so we could put industrial down, but another category I wonder if this would go under culinary, but it's beverage tourism. In Colorado itself, beverages, distilleries, wineries, breweries, those are huge.
Yeah, we're just
Non-trend, what we're finding
What do you
around
currently
is,
on it.
We're
We
getting
have
have
a
a
small
brewery that will
brewery.
be open in the next 60 to 90 days.
microbrewery.
There's also, and it's got a following, but it hasn't picked up a whole lot yet, but there's a Drop City.
Mhm.
Drop City, so Drop City actually took place before Woodstock took place.
so long
And it
since I
was
tied
here
into that.
about,
1960s.
yeah, 60s, about 10, 12, there's books written about it, and there's a big following of people that are trying to promote it. And it took place not far out of town, maybe 10, 15 miles outside of town, and it was the hippie colonization. I have a book that Dana Crawford gave me about the whole colonization of it, and it's fabulous.
Alternative, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Walsenburg is doing a thing on it.
I'm too, yeah.
Drop
On
City and
Drop City.
that.
It's sort of brewing out there.
Counterculture is an attraction for us.
Geodesic domes and tents.
Yeah, is there still any leftover
Yeah, a little.
tourism from being the sex?
Occasionally, but it's more about Drop City than it is that. So I would say counterculture is an area, but Elizabeth's just reminded us that the Bessemer Historic Society in Pueblo is creating a mining heritage trail. So we might include industrial in there. Or that could go into
and so that's something for the future, if you wanted to look at a broader scale. Like, that's this whole corridor for, 60 miles or whatever.
So you
this
mentioned
kind of
railroad
and-
was an
and by the way,
attraction.
The Ludlow Massacre site would play into that very, very well. That would be one of the points on that trail.
So you mentioned railroad tourism.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the Amtrak.
Okay.
If it's tourist site.
There's no, well,
Yeah.
just railways, yeah. Yeah, because some people like to take short train rides just to see the countryside.
Yeah, you can go from San Francisco, LA to Chicago.
I know it's not here, but whenever it happens at the hotel, I'm always amazed at it, because I see people coming in, I think they're guns, but they're not. They're all sealed up, they're bird watchers, so we have bird watching buses that come through. A couple times a year.
Nature.
So it isn't a current attraction, but
No, they
They're on their
schedule
way
with
somewhere.
us, and then they stay a couple days in town, and, they have, big things, and they're all covered, and there's, what really surprises me is it's not it's really diverse in the age group. It's not like just older people that have money. It's really, I mean, it's really a kick when you see it, when you see a bunch of people Andrew's age and we're bringing their stuff and they were all out bird watching and they're all on a bird watching tour through Colorado.
So that Burger Trail, somebody mentioned the
Colorado
Burger
Bird
Trail. We're
It
on that.
wouldn't be that, I can speak to the birding world pretty specifically. Unfortunately, Trinidad does not, we don't have anything that's that great for birding, but out east we do. And
In the grasslands.
in the grasslands and Lamar, La Junta, right now, the spring migration, all those birds are coming up through the southern southeastern.
That's what I was
And
gonna say,
hunting,
animal
and
migration.
hunting. I'm trying to think of all my larger contracts. that
Hunting
come
should be
through.
in the
Hunting.
Yeah.
Nature and wildlife.
Yes, technically.
Just, yeah, animal migration in general.
Fishing, hunting.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
So one of the things that we have that's not on there, and it's two things really, so I'll talk about each separately, but then you may tell me it's the same thing. One is that rural quality of life, the clean air, the environment, and the other is year-round seasonality, where you can be active and do things here pretty much year-round. There's not much limitation, so I don't know where you capture those, but those are huge attractions. So, and especially when we start talking about sustainable tourism, one of the things we don't want to trade is that quality of life and that rural, clean environment character, or at least I'm speaking for myself, but I think in general, as we have this community conversation, I think it will be how we hold on to that while we also develop some of our assets that could be really successful.
Okay, good.
There's a couple possible, one is we're in actually a pretty interesting geologic area.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
geology,
that's in KT
the
number.
dinosaurs.
So there's a geological history here that actually, that segment comes through.
There's only one of two places in the world that you can see where the meteor hit the
The
planet
extinction
Earth,
boundary, the
and-
extinction
and
layer.
it's one of the places that's here.
Really?
Yeah.
What about
Do you get
Native
school groups coming
American?
to see these
There's
things?
a
We have archaeologists come and stay a week at a time, 5 or 6 of them. They
So
always
we
do
can
groups.
say also you have science/educational tourism.
Right.
That is a form of tourism, so it's good. Okay,
And then another one might be somewhere, a little nascent, but spiritual. There's a spiritual
so are there any
site.
Yeah.
spiritual sites or
There's
religious
the
sites?
Penitente stuff
Oh,
that's here.
The what?
Penitente.
Ten.
Then, like, on our network, what's the town that has the Buddhist, the elements?
Yeah, I know, I just went through there, the
Yep.
mandala.
Well, there's the Mandala Center outside of Raton, and then above Alamosa, there's that
Crestone.
Oh,
Crestone.
Crestone.
Crestone is like on
They're
this
in the
sacred
creative district.
lines and stuff, and there's Buddhist temples and.
Okay, so that's sort of a new age type of a.
Yeah.
But we do have 2 of the top 10 historic churches in the state of Colorado here in town. Trinidad, Holy Trinity, and then the little German church next to the college, at Trinidad State Junior College. They're in the top 10.
Well, the Jewish synagogue.
Right, the synagogue
It's
is,
the oldest
Synagogue.
active synagogue west of Mississippi.
it's not that active anymore, though.
Still, but it's still considered
Is
active.
this really? Does that have two people?
As long as you have a congregation. As long as you have a
Right.
congregation.
They must be working, because they had it,
Okay,
they had it.
so it
funded,
sounds
so
like
they
we've reached the
donated $10
saturation
to
point.
actually told me that they
And
learned from this,
so-
more money to help.
Now remember, this is an exercise in brainstorming what types of assets you currently have that are currently being exploited as visitor attractions. So hopefully you're being honest with us.
These aren't,
Because also this is the same reason these other elements is to say, well, now, as part of the exercise that we're doing, we're going to hear it loud and speaking about it together, is current attractions. And then is the category of potential other untapped assets that could also, and I heard some of that in here too, that could become, that you as community members and investigators are aware of, that tourists aren't aware of.
So what I hear you saying is we need to talk tourism-ready assets that we have now in
Yeah.
development that we know about that could become tourism-ready, and then things on the horizon that aren't there yet, but things we intend or we know of
Yes,
development.
if you want to do the three phases like that, that would be
Okay,
great. So, oh, okay.
Well, it was under parks, but I was just thinking, what else brought a lot of people here in summer is our water park, because it's so reasonably priced and it's. I don't know if that's
What is it?
I think
Our
that's
water
just-
park, our
I
city
think
water
that
park
would be
brings so
the
many
pool?
people in. Oh, so many, it's crazy. Because again, all those people, we lose track if we're not going to the water park, but all those places and northern New Mexico, a great amount, Angel Fire area all over. If they have a children age, it's so much easier to drive to Trinidad and spend $5 to get into our water park and stay at the hotels and not be stressed than to drive all the way to Albuquerque and Denver and the amount of time in the car with the younger kids and the amount of money it costs to stay there, and when you're going somewhere, how much taxing it is to go in inside of hotels than here. So a great market, it's a huge market we really have that. Everybody, when they see them downtown and they see them in Bella Lunas, they don't even know where they're coming from. Those are actually from smaller communities in the
So
surrounding.
with this knowledge,
Mhm.
where can you, we're gonna use this as a real example. Because you've just described us a situation that you're aware of as part of this situation analysis, but it's not currently being exploited much, what could be a futuristic? No. Sorry. No! Shame on you and generations to come. No, just simply that, think, what she just said is key. It may not be a huge market, but it's developing. It has potential. What could the town do to say, maybe she's identified a new niche, families with young children from nearby parts of the state or from New Mexico? Because Albuquerque's still about 200 and something miles from here.
Mhm. And we have this is what I'm told all the time, we have a theater, they can go see a show, because they can't in those smaller communities.
So you could have family packages.
Yeah, they have.
Yes.
So, I mean, the biggest thing that we could do, if we
Hiking.
wanted to, with all the things we have on our list, is to enclose that water park of ours, that's only open 8 weeks.
Well, that's probably going to happen, but you have to have it outdoors for 10 years from the beginning because it was a GoCo grant.
Oh,
And it
okay.
has to be outdoors for 10 years, and then we can look at enclosing it. So we still have a couple of years left.
So there you go, there's a medium
Yeah.
term. So my point is that you guys are directing this. And so you could say that, well, Si's identified, because she owns that hotel, and so she sees these trends. And your insight, you give us so many market insights because of what you see and observe and talk about. Could Trinidad develop a family tourism package? From Denver, from Colorado Springs, from Albuquerque, from Santa Fe, whatever, from Amarillo? Is that something that you could think about? Because using all of this, well, maybe not so much culinary, because the kids are gonna wanna go to KFC or whatever. Not so much breweries, but what about parks? What about the water park? What about the museums? What about the hiking trails?
Francesca, that's what we want.
So if you can use these existing assets to say, put together new products, to develop products, such as family tourism. This is kind of what we're trying to get you to think about. So you're already you're a little ahead of the game. And so when Kathy and John come back next week, I think this is a little bit further. But you can talk about that. So right now, I want you all to probably divide into two good-sized groups, and somebody, and we're actually gonna take a long time to do this, because it usually takes weeks to do this. This is sort of a long exercise to get you started on that.
Victor, will you facilitate this?
Um,
Andrew can do that.
So, if you will, let's see, what should we do? Let's do this first. And then if we have time, we'll start with the other assets.
I think the attractions is the most
Yeah, I
important
think
thing for us
so.
now.
Because you do need to understand your bed capacity, those other important parts of the services, right? But I think this is key right now, because understanding what resource, and by the way, the difference between a type of tourism, like you talk about heritage tourism or health tourism or whatever, is basically the type of attractions and the people's motivations together. That's how we define a type of tourism. So if you have routes, scenic drives, et cetera, that's part of the product that you're offering. But the people also need to have a desire to enjoy the rural landscapes and things like that. So together,
It's kind of a match of demand and supply.
Yes.
If we're building a product that there isn't a demand for.
that's a good way of looking at it. You're trying to match that. So so maybe you think of what types of tourism you have. Do you have family tourism? Well, yeah, but is it an organized, systematic way? Maybe that's part of the goals you can set, is to try to develop that product. Does that make sense?
The city just will always end up.
So we're passing that into your hands because you guys are the bosses of this community. But why don't we start with this, because I think that this is critical to start with. The other stuff can come
I have a
later.
couple ideas for the.
So if we'll just divide half this end of the table and that end of the table, and this is where you want to get really specific.
Until it's ADA.
And you're welcome to change these categories if you want.
I'm working on.
You're welcome to consolidate some, because if you want to just do heritage in general,
Reason.
and that include museums and architecture and all that, that's fine.
City will always.
If it's easier to manage.
That was the
But
original
what I
city
think
hall.
you should do is,
I just wanted to know, are we looking at future things?
No, this is current.
This is current.
What we have.
that's right, which then tells you where the gaps are. What do we have, and then after you know everything you have and you've done a complete inventory, typically in a tourism plan, you'll be spending 2 or 3 weeks out of the field with a car and recording all this. But I think the collective knowledge here will pretty much cover everything.
If you can think about if somebody in Houston got an ad to come to this particular thing, when they got here, would it be ready? Like, will it?
Would it be up to when you go travel, your expectation for a museum, or your expectation for a restaurant, or your expectation?
So you can look at this from a visitor readiness perspective, but you can also look at it, well, where are the gaps that we need to fill? Which is connected to that.
It's kind of
It's not this place. So I like the founding one that Cy brought up, because that's a real concrete one, you can use as an example. But there is clearly some demand for family tourism, but can we offer that from a supply perspective? So this is getting you to understand the supply side of what you have, because there's probably some, what we call current demand or latent demand that could be enhanced through marketing, if you decided to focus on that. So go ahead and get together, we'll take 7 hours, or as long as it takes, to reach a point of saturation.
Walk around and do.
So what you'll want to do, I did give you details, but again, it's up to you. Take these categories, consolidate them, move them around, whatever, and do a complete asset assessment, list, bullet points, park A,
We had something for the summer,
park B,
but
park
never
C,
found.
park E. And then whatever you know about those parks and their potential or current markets, that will give you insight into where you want to go.
Right now,
That
we
makes sense?
can't do anything until it's ADA.
Yeah, so what I'm
You
thinking
can't
is
do
we'll have museums,
ADA is driving
name on museum, and then we'll have A is.
You can't get down off the.
A is asset
Reaction of the.
that could give us future